The public's divided. Bill's fans call him brutally honest, while Cordon's supporters love his empathy. Let's check out what people are saying.
You're fat doesn't mean you're lazy and unhealthy.
Every time I have a doctor's appointment, magically in my head I'm like, I'm gonna have to get on a scale. I'm gonna have to get on a scale. Please, please, God.
And the new hot 30i is just $89.99. Do you like sweets? Well, you can get 2 kilos of sweets for £10.
You should have an issue with it. You know, my opinion is that the fat positivity movement is a death cult.
You must have an eating disorder. I'm actually really in celebration of my body.
Today's most controversial issues: fat positivity. Is it enabling unhealthy behavior, or is fat shaming just another form of bullying? Let's dive in.
No one should feel bad about opening up the pants after Thanksgiving dinner and doing that thing where you undo the top button and try to hold it together with just the belt. That's all fine, but not all year round. And that's what's kind of happened to America, letting ourselves go now as an all-year-round thing, doing the Thanksgiving pants thing every day. Fat shaming doesn't need to end, it needs to make a comeback.
Bill Maher is setting the record straight that healthy at any weight is a complete lie, as eating whatever you want at all times is self-destructive. Fat positivity is encouraging obesity, which is a national crisis in the USA these days. He slammed the fat activist Ted Kyle, founder of Conscious Health, saying that the media and public must condemn fat people as it's a full-blown catastrophe. We've gone from fat acceptance to fat celebration. Healthy at any weight? That's a lie.
That's new. That is new.
He continues to say that it's not just about personal health, but a public health crisis, affecting everything from healthcare costs to military readiness. In a rebuttal to fat-shaming remarks by Bill, James Cordon, the English comedian, responded in a witty remark.
Fat shaming is just bullying. That fat shaming only does one thing: it makes people feel ashamed. And shame leads to depression, anxiety, and self-destructive behavior. Self-destructive behavior like overeating. When I watched that clip, I got up, walked to the freezer, and grabbed a pint of ice cream.
He believes fat shaming never truly disappeared. It's a daily reminder for many, making them feel both judged and belittled as lazy or unintelligent. We agree that fat shaming won't solve the obesity epidemic, but will fat acceptance help the cause? That's quite a heated debate, but Bill Maher doesn't think so. About 41% of the US population is obese, with a high risk of developing cancer and heart diseases. But who cares? You just want to eat donuts and be a bum good for nothing. Take a look at how he mocks the young fat generation.
There's a popular t-shirt that says, "I don't owe no man a flat stomach." Okay, no one said you did. You do you. But you're not a freedom fighter because you want to keep eating donuts. No one should feel bad about opening up the pants after Thanksgiving dinner. It's not just about being able to see a doctor. It's also about being able to see your
Oh, well, that's not all he said. He even compared Gen Z obesity with the 1960s generation of slim Americans. Sure, the world's problems have shifted, but let's be real. Comfort eating wasn't always the go-to. Even Jordan Peterson, the famous Canadian psychologist and best-selling author of 12 Rules for Life, doesn't agree that fat acceptance is normal. Americans need to understand that affordability doesn't always dictate nutrition. Education and awareness matter too. But if we actually started glorifying cellulite rather than trying to cut it, the world will retaliate. And now big clothing and accessories brands like Nike and Victoria's Secrets that promote healthy bodies have extra large size to cater the humongous.
companies like Nike, Sports Illustrated, Victoria's Secret, companies that are specifically about fitness, nevertheless promote people who are plainly not into fitness.
His model said when she struggled to walk on the airplane aisle because they were too narrow. People online are telling her, oh, it's your body, your responsibility.
Both Nike and Victoria's Secret faced backlash for their campaigns promoting inclusivity with plus-size mannequins and models, respectively. Critics argued that Nike's plus-size mannequins were normalizing obesity, with some social media users calling them a dangerous lie and accusing the brand of encouraging unhealthy lifestyles. Comments like showing customers how awful they'd look sparked heated online debates. Bill thinks it's time we stop blaming struggles for piling up the plates. Hardships, whether financial or health related, have always been part of life.
50 years ago, this country looked entirely different. You don't think it was a struggle for them? You think cake wasn't delicious in 1969?
The food was delicious then and now, but what the new generation lacks is eating with self-discipline. That's all it takes to be fit and healthy. He mocks why science has still not discovered the cure to obesity. Take a look.
Science hasn't yet figured out how to solve obesity.
Let's be honest, science is not responsible for curing your fatness. It's your diet and lifestyle. What goes in your mouth determines your body mass. It's simple logic. But James Cordon thinks you are obese because of your genetic makeup. According to the geneticist Dr. Jeffrey Friedman, a hormone called leptin, if defected, is linked to obesity, and he jokingly adds that fat shaming the hormone will not fix itself.
If you shame the gene, it actually fixes itself. I'm kidding. That's not how science works.
And Ted Kyle concurs, saying, we don't know how to blunt the rise in obesity because we don't know precisely what the factors are that are causing it.
Well, he didn't stop there. He sarcastically pointed out that if fat shaming were the ultimate solution, no children in school would be overweight.
If making fun of fat people made them lose weight, there'd be no fat kids in schools, and I'd have a six-pack by now.
Fat shaming kids absolutely should be a crime, but fat shaming adults, that's a deliberate choice, and one we should know better than to make. Corden revealed an interesting study showing that poverty is one of the many reasons for obesity.
Poverty is also an issue. A study conducted by the University of Michigan Health System found that childhood obesity is directly linked to poverty.
Yes, we agree that obesity and poverty are interlinked, like a vicious cycle of unhealthy food and limited options to break free. But obesity isn't just a poverty issue. Personal choices play a massive role. Whatever the reasons for obesity, be it genetics or diet, the obesity crisis in the USA has become alarmingly widespread, affecting millions and straining both public health and healthcare systems. The public's divided. Bill's fans call him brutally honest, while Corden supporters love his empathy. Let's check out what people are saying.
You're fat doesn't mean you're lazy and unhealthy.
Every time I have a doctor's appointment, magically in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna have to get on a scale. I'm gonna have to get on a scale. Please, please, God.
And
The new Hot 30i is just $89.99. Do you like sweets? Well, you can get 2 kilos of sweets for £10.
You should have an issue with it. You know, my opinion is that the fat positivity movement is a death cult.
you must have an eating disorder. I'm actually really in celebration of my body.
I've been in this body for a decade. I know when people are talking about me, and I know when people are laughing at me.
One of their female employees, Jessie, Jennifer, J something, is disgustingly obese, and although she is very polite, instantly makes my appetite disappear. I don't like my children thinking they will look that way by eating too much ice cream.
At the end, we believe James's parting response to Bill was quite appropriate.
Please hear me when I say this. While you're encouraging people to think about what goes into their mouths, just think a little harder about what comes out of yours.
Well, what do you think? Is fat positivity a movement for acceptance, or has it gone too far? Can we address obesity without resorting to shame? Let us know in the comments below.